homies? Make Flipper Pants all up in this hizzy. Back at you again with more Sifu. Right now I am trying to complete the Prodigal Son run that I'm doing right now, which means I need to beat the game at the age of 25. I'm also trying to get the Qigong achievement, which means I have to unlock the highest XP bonus. I thought I did, but it turns out I didn't, so hopefully I can. All right, so now we're on the final level. Let's do tracksuit, even though it's not a tracksuit and the jumpsuit is much closer to a tracksuit. This is not a tracksuit. This is just the outfit that Bruce Lee wore in Fist of Fury. You know, it's the Chen Chen outfit, which, you know, I think is thematically appropriate for the Sanctuary. Yeah. The timing of this recording is significant. The reason being is that Martial Arts Journey, the YouTube channel that I've been watching for a very long time, posted the first episode of season 2 of the Ultimate Self-Defense Championship, and my goodness, was it good. It was really good. It's so fun, and I have so much to say about it, man. For one thing, my favorite part is the two people that did best, at least in my opinion, in the challenges, which were a like hide and seek knife attack challenge where they were trying to avoid getting stabbed. My favorite part about it is the two people who did the best. Fucking kicked people in the head. And you always hear all the time by people who don't know what they're talking about being like, oh, you should never, ever kick in a street fight. Never, ever kick in self-defense. Meanwhile, both of them kicked someone in the head to do damage. And guess what? Your boy here. Moi. This guy right here, the one in control of Mr. Sifu-chan here, the one in control, 100% of my self-defense situations ended with me head kicking someone in the head. Now, granted, this is a example of how statistics can be used to manipulate the narrative. I've only ever been in one real self-defense scenario, so it only happened the one time, but hey, 100% of them ended with me kicking the guy in the head, them getting knocked out or knocked down, I didn't really ask, and me being able to get away. So yeah, take that, naysayers. Anyway, that would hurt so much. Where was I going with this? I think it is this one, but I don't have a death counter to reset. I already got that one. We'll get this one because this will be helpful in the boss fight. What's it called? God damn it. Where was I? Right! The efficacy of kicking people in the head in self-defense. Now, there is something about kicking people in the head in a fight, is that you do need to be really flexible in order to do that safely and with balance, and you need to practice it a lot compared to punching. So if your goal is self-defense, purely self-defense, and not like, I want to be good at fighting, I want to be a martial artist, I want to have a wide skill set, boxing and wrestling will take you 95% of the way there when it comes to self-defense. If you got those two down, the likelihood of you running into a situation that you cannot protect yourself in and you cannot solve is almost zero. So yeah, if purely for self-defense, boxing, wrestling, that'll get you far. But me, your boy here, wants to be a martial artist, wants to be a great fighter, and wants to have a wide skill set. And to me, the ultimate form of striking in martial arts is the head kick, particularly the spinning head kick of the spinning hook kick. It's the epitome, it's the peak of striking martial arts. Is it realistic in day-to-day life? Is it realistic in self-defense scenarios? Not really. Not really. But I like to practice it because it's for my own personal development.
Today's lesson. I need to greet our guest.
Okay. Hi, everybody. Oh, hey, Peter. Nah, it's still me. Did she just punch her student? Amazing. Gotta love it. Oh, yeah. I'm feeling good today. I'm feeling good today. But yeah, no. First episode, self-defense championship. Two of the competitors kicked guys in the head and won. Love it. Love to see it. Good to be vindicated. What a lot of people don't realize about kicking people in the head or otherwise is the main mechanics behind it in terms of developing enough power to actually be useful are exactly the same as punching. It's the shifting of your center of gravity towards into the target to the point so that you can shift your weight enough into it to do damage when you land on them. Like, the most powerful strikes are less you pushing into them and more like you walking into them. Like, you're taking a step, and instead of landing on your feet, you're landing on your opponent. Whether that's with a punch or a kick, the most powerful strikes are you landing on your opponent. The drop step for boxing is one of the best ways to build power in your punching, and it's because you're taking a step, and instead of landing on your feet, you're using your fist to land on your opponent. And it's the same with kicks. It's the same mechanically speaking. It's just that with kicks, particularly head kicks, you do need to be a lot more flexible than your average person. A lot more flexible than your average fighter even, because a lot of fighters do not spend enough time stretching in order to be able to kick properly. Now, of course, you still have the same puncher's chance where a fast-moving foot has the same chance of knocking someone out as a fast-moving fist. But in terms of, like, if you're actually trying to hit hard, mechanically you need to be, doing certain things. And those are the same things that you do with punching. I think I need to get these guys over here as well, because I think I need to throw them over here. I don't know where I need to throw them, or do I need to throw them over here? Or you know what? I need to throw those guys over there. Okay. Well, let's see. We'll find out. We'll see if I get it. I'm gonna throw everybody off the edge that I can. Oh, wow, look, he climbed. That's so big of you. What? I don't know where I was going with that. Yeah. And so all I'm saying is that it's nice to see that effective strikes are effective when thrown by people who know how to do it, as opposed to people saying, oh, you should never do it because I don't know how to do it, and therefore nobody should ever do it. Even if, the people that they're talking to have spent the majority of their life training how to do it, they're good at doing it, and they're better at doing it than people are at defending it, so. Yeah. Another thing that was fun about the episode is that one of the guys, the karate guy, that did really well, used grappling, and a lot of people were like, oh, so the karate guy used BJJ, and it's like, all right, so I need to die once in order to get the last thing. Sorry, I interrupt myself. But the karate guy, you know, karate's only striking. There's no grappling in karate. But if you're a fan of me and have been watching this series, you'll know that karate has grappling in it. Every martial art with a historical like background use for like on the battlefield and in self-defense has grappling elements to it. Pretty much every martial art has grappling elements to it, even if they're a striking sport like boxing and kickboxing. So it's like, no, he wasn't using BJJ. Oh, come on, the death counter went down. Death counter went down anyway, so that was pointless. This is what I'm like. I don't know how I'm supposed to get. I don't know how I'm supposed to get the last one. It said the most XP bonus, so I have to die first. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Anyway, where was I going with this? Karate has grappling, Taekwondo has grappling, pretty much every style of Kung Fu that's actually real has grappling. And the thing that makes BJJ Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is not the fact that it's a grappling form, it's the fact that they emphasize ground fighting so much compared to pretty much every other martial art, including grappling. BJJ emphasizes ground fighting more than most other grappling forms, I think, other than freestyle wrestling.
But then...
And luta libre as well. Not lucha libre, because that's pro wrestling, but luta libre, which is how I've heard it pronounced, is from Brazil and emphasizes leg locks. Whereas Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu doesn't so much emphasize leg locks. Oh, damn. All right, I can't focus attack him, that's right. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm feeling loose, feeling limber. Ah, shit. I was trying to... It's hard to dodge him. But where was I going? Yeah, he didn't use ground fighting. He used a standing arm lock and a standing rear naked choke, which, you know, not really emphasized in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, standing grappling. In fact, in a lot of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, they just kind of automatically go to the ground whenever they can, rather than, you know, trying to take someone down or anything. That depends upon your school, the tournament rules that you're going by, but you'll see a lot of like tournament footage of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and like both fighters will just pull guard, which is where they sit down on the ground and try to wrap you up and force the other person to come into your guard, which in a real fight, nobody's gonna be willing to go into your guard. You can't just sit down and expect someone to crawl in. No, if you're fighting me and you sit down on the ground, I'm going to stomp on you, right?
Only because of this pendant.
And so pulling your guard...
Will you fear death once again?
But if you... What's it called? If you just pull guard, you're not taking someone down, you're forcing them to play your game. I'm not gonna play your game. So I have to die twice, essentially. Ah, fuck. Ah, fuck. Oh, man. Parry Lord. Parry. I gotta be the Parry Lord. Oi. Ah, shit. Okay. I won't insult you, baby. I'm sorry. Ah, damn it! Ah, damn it! Damn it, damn it! Okay, well, I'm getting there, I'm getting there. But yeah, the comments of the video were filled with cope, seething at the fact that the karate guy was like, oh, well, he used the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu technique. Meanwhile, the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu representative didn't do so well. You know, not his fault. The one thing about this show, as fun as it is, as much as I love it, most martial artists don't actually practice real self-defense. They're practicing their martial art, and most martial arts just do not have good answers for like practical self-defense scenarios. And that's what this show is all about. They are using essentially force on force challenges, and what force on force is pressure tested combatives, whether that's with your hands, weapons, or firearms. It's pressure tested combatives techniques. Force on force is very expensive to take classes in, because they're not really intended for the private citizen. They're intended for... Damn it! Oh, I gotta start over. Let me start this hideout. I got close. But force on force is really not intended to be practiced by a normal person. They're intended to be practiced by law enforcement, private security, things like that. So it's kind of, if you don't already have a job in that field, it can be difficult to find classes, and they're expensive, but they're the more realistic form of self-defense practice. So if you really want to be good at self-defense, you know, practice your techniques in class. Do it light. If you can find some form of force on force training in your area, which is highly unlikely, but if you can try and do that. But like, you know, even martial arts with the intention of self-defense, that will work for self-defense. If you don't practice with a certain amount of intensity, you're not going to be prepared for self-defense. And pretty much the only times I have seen that can give you practice at said intensity is force on force, and they're difficult to find. They just are. You can find seminars, but doing a seminar every now and then is not good enough practice. It's something that you need to practice with consistency pretty regularly, and that's difficult to afford. If you're lucky, you'll have a martial arts gym with an instructor or a coach who has experience with force on force training, but it's unlikely. Now, you might be wondering, well, I want to do self-defense. I want to be ready for self-defense, but there's no available force on force stuff. It's like, well, buy a bunch of gear, get a bunch of like your martial arts buddies together, get a bunch of safety gear, and do it yourself. It's kind of your only option. The problem with that is that you need to be able to trust these people, not only like not to sue you if they get hurt, because you're gonna get hurt in force on force. You're gonna try and avoid it, but it's gonna happen. If you're doing force on force regularly enough the right way, there will be like minor injury. If you're doing it right, there won't be any major injury, but there will be minor injury. You also need to be able to trust that they have enough control to give you the amount of resistance that is needed without giving you so much that you're gonna hurt each other. Like, it's difficult. It's a difficult thing, but if it's something that you really want to do, it's something you gotta figure out. That's one of the things that's been holding me back a lot. Is my goal for being a martial artist is very like It's very much all encompassing. I want to be like the most lethal human being I can be. Why? I don't know. I don't know. I'm almost 30. I've only ever had to defend myself once. Like, for real, for real. I've had to stop fights from happening, but in those fights, I was not in danger. I was very much in control to the point where I wouldn't have even called it self-defense, because all I had to do was just kind of wrestle my way to victory. I didn't have to do much. So, yeah, I don't know why I want to do this. I don't know why. Like, I want to have weapons training. I want to be able to compete. I want to be able to defend myself, to defend my family, to defend the people around me. I don't know why I want to be able to do this, but I do. And if I want to be able to do all of this, that includes things like force training. And they're just kind of difficult to find in my area. Unless, you know, you're part of law enforcement, which I am not interested in being in, thank you very much. I'd rather not contribute to an institution of oppression. Which, sorry, if you're in law enforcement in the current state that it's in, you are an institute of oppression. Yep. That's just the reality of the situation there, my friends.
You need to be.
Doesn't mean that you're necessarily a bad person. But it's just the reality.